The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's a great time in the sport, though. There's so many exciting possible matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? What are you pumped for? Like when you look at the UFC,
like the strawweights,
everything,
or just everyone.
Well, the strawweights, you have to be paying attention to the title fight next month, rather.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely paying attention to that.
Were you surprised when you watched Weili and Jessica Andrade?
Not really. Like, the thing is, like, I was catching Andrade when she would run in, and it wasn't until the third round that I decided to use elbows, and I'm pretty sure I dropped her in the third round, and she popped right back up. But like ever since then, I noticed that like she would get hit. Like she would get hit and rocked, like in the Torres fight. Like Tisha isn't known for having like knockout power, or crazy hands, but she dropped her like a good like 2 or 3 times in the Torres fight. So I could see that chin was getting touched.
Well, you remember the Joanna Jędrzejczyk fight? She ate a fuckload of shots in that fight.
Yeah, but it didn't look like she was getting wobbled as much.
No.
But maybe she did, because like when she came back and fought Tisha, she was like going like wobbly legged like every now and then. And then like eventually she closed the distance and took her down. But it's like she sacrifices her chin to get that distance, you know? And like same thing with the Rose fight. She was getting picked apart the entire time, sacrificing her head to get in and get the throw or whatever. And then finally, like, you know, it gave out on her in the Weili fight. So I wasn't like super surprised. I mean, everyone was surprised, so I won't say that. But I did see that coming eventually. Like, I'm like, eventually someone's going to put her out. Just because it's not just the person's power that she's fighting, but it's her pressure is so aggressive, and she's coming in so hard. So it's like her force versus the other person's punch. When they connect, like, she's knocking herself out, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I wasn't super surprised. And like, that was what I thought would happen when I fought her. Like, I didn't go into that fight thinking, oh man, this is gonna suck. You know, I was like, dude, I can catch her. Like, she drops her hands when she comes forward. Like, I can strike going backwards. Like, I know I'm gonna catch her, and like I can put her out because of the way she strikes. So I've always seen that her hands were a bit sloppy, even though she's super aggressive. And the fact that she's so aggressive gives her that much success. Like, you can't ignore the fact that she's punching you as much as she is, but it's still like very offensive and like with zero defense in mind. So yeah, I wasn't like super surprised when someone finally did drop her, but you know, I hadn't really seen that much of Weili Zhang, so I was surprised that she was able to get the title that fast.
Have you ever seen her strength and conditioning routine that she does?
No, I haven't.
Fucking ferocious. That lady goes hard. Yeah, she goes hard. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild to watch. It's very inspiring. Well, how do you feel like she matches up with Joanna? Because that fight is real. That's real soon.
I think it's gonna be it's gonna be an even match. I think she has a lot of output. I think she isn't afraid to go to the ground. I saw that when she fought Tisha. They had like a lot of crazy scrambles. She had good reverses for like Tisha's takedown attempts and stuff. And yeah, I just think it's gonna be like, she's going to force Joanna to move and to react more than most people, I think. Like, as long as she's... Like, I haven't really paid attention to, like, how much head movement she has, but I do know that she just throws a lot of volume, and wherever the fight goes, she seems comfortable. So I've never seen her in a spot where she looks like, oh, what do I do here? You know, like you see people freaking out against the cage or freaking out when they get taken down, and she seems to flow. She has that athletic flow through everything. So that's the one thing I think she has going for her. But I do think Joanna's reach is what's made her so dominant. She's a big old girl. Like, watching her fight fight Andrade, there was a moment where like she's pushing Andrade up against the cage, and she looks like a big old like praying mantis, like like just like biting someone's head off. Like Andrade looks like this little thing. So like she's a big girl with a really long reach, really long legs, and everything. So I'm
kind of surprised to see her back at 115 because she really struggled.
I was too. Well, I was gonna try to like fill in that last minute. I don't know if you heard, but it like kind of upped my like I don't know like props or whatever when she was about to fight Michelle. There were rumors that she wasn't gonna make weight, and so people were scrambling. And then my manager, yeah, I think I could talk about that. My manager, hopefully, fingers crossed. My manager got the call like, "Hey, man, I'm just worried about this Joanna fight." And my manager was like, "Well, I bet Angela would take it if you guys wanted to fight." And he was like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's crazy." And I was there cornering my teammate Lauren Mueller at the time, so I was there chilling. Where were we? Atlanta, I think. Maybe. I forget where it was. It might have been Atlanta. But I was there chilling, cornering my friend, and then my manager calls and he's like, "Hey," and it was like that time of the night that it's a fight offer. So he was like, "Hey."
What time is that? What time is
it was like maybe 11-ish or something.
So something weird's going on.
Yeah. It was like 11 p.m. And I was like, "Who?" And he's like, "Would you fight Joanna at 125? And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I would." And I was probably walking about 125 at the moment. Like, and I think we were talking back, or he was talking back and forth, and he was like, "Well, what about Michelle at 115? He just wanted to know, just so he can relay the message." And I was like, "Yeah, just let me know so I can like cut weight or not cut weight, So I was sitting waiting for the call, and then the rumors got like blasted, and then people knew my name was in it for some reason. I was just like, "Who is talking?" But like it went viral, and I just leaned into it. I was like, "Hey, anytime, any place, let's go." And I waited, and then nothing happened. Joanna made weight. I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, I heard that she wasn't making weight either.
Yeah. Everyone was talking about it, and then somehow somebody knew that my name was in the mix. Like Angela Hill might fill in for Michelle instead of fill in for Joanna, because she was like the name that they were promoting for the fight. So they wanted the former champ to get her fight. So they were like, "All right, if it comes down to it, Angela will fight her at 125. Yeah. So I was pretty stoked. I mean, I feel like Joanna does a lot of things, and it's similar with my matchup that I have now, only she's a lot bigger. Joanna does a lot of things that I've seen a lot of, in training, just like in my first years of Muay Thai. Like she has a very conventional style when it comes to Muay Thai. She's just very good at it. So a fight with Joanna is always something that I've wanted to have, just because I felt like it would be something that I've seen before. It'd be like, I'm not going to be afraid of the clinch, which she's really good at. I'm not going to be afraid of the clinch. I'm not going to be afraid of when an elbow is going to come, because I've elbow sparred like my entire fight career. So it's like things that I see with her are less scary than a fight with someone that she's beat before, like Andrade or Gadelia or someone like that. So
we're going to learn about her a lot this coming fight, like what she's got left, because the transition to 25 didn't really work out. Like Shevchenko was just a little too much for her. Shevchenko had already beat her outside the UFC and then beat her again. And then she just didn't look like she had the firepower to keep her off her at 125. And then so she goes down to 15 again. But we know how hard it was for her to make 15. And that's one of the things that they had said, her camp had said about her chin when she fought Rose. Like she just couldn't take a shot. It was because she was so depleted.
Yeah.
So we'll find out, because Weili hits fucking hard.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know, Joanna's so determined. Like I feel like she'd kill herself to make weight.
She
like
just
she's
has a
that
long
kind of
career,
fighter.
though.
Yeah.
The long combat sports career. When and at a certain point in time, you got to wonder, like, when that catches up to you. Or, one of the things that she was saying, that she was in a real bad relationship and there was a giant distraction, and now she's done with that. And that was a contributing factor to a lot of her losses. So we're going to find out because, when you go back to like when she fought Jessica Panay, she was the scariest woman alive. Like she was fucking ferocious.
Yeah.
When she was the champ and she was lighting everybody on fire, she was terrifying.
Yeah.
She was so aggressive and so technical.
Yeah.
She got that long jab.
She also had a lot of fighters who weren't that technically sound in striking, or at least not confident with their striking.
Yeah.
So when she did fight someone who was good, who was actually a better striker than her, and Rose, like the fact that Rose could move laterally, like Joanna was always like a back and forth fighter because that's like her style of very Muay Thai, and Rose just moving to the side every now and then or having head movement, I think that really fucked her up. And like it's hard when you fight someone like that for the first time, or even spar someone like that for the first time. You can't find them. All your punches miss, you gas out, you're freaking out because you're missing your punches, then you're getting countered, and it's like a lot to deal with for a straightforward Muay Thai fighter. So